You want a better Nigeria. You speaking against the government. You condemn their ills. You stand up against them. At least I'm referring now to those of you that are on the social media that I know, even though I don't want to mention names, but you know yourselves. You are seriously against the government, the bad policies, the anti-people policy, the torment on the people. You are doing great on that front. But you have a soft spot for religion. You believe the pastors should not be touched. You believe they are not part of it. That religion is, if not, you even believe that if not for religion or the pastors, it would have been worse, according to the words of Daddy Adeboye. Now, if you are one of these persons, what if I tell you that you are like someone who is actually just laboring in vain? You're working against that which you're fighting for. Okay, you want to have good governance, but you think the men of God are okay in their ways, that our people should keep being religious. Are you aware that religion make your people docile, now leaving them, making them vulnerable to manipulation in the hands of the politician? If religion has made your people to understand and believe and accept what doesn't exist, what is not true, they show them lies and tell them it is the truth and they accept it. How will these your people have the ability to confront, scrutinize, question the attitude of the politicians? Of course, they cannot. So I'm saying this to those of you that believe, because you see, it's not about being eloquent in English, being vibrant, being bold in confronting the politicians. What is your view towards the religious people who controls and manipulate the mentality of the vast majority of your country? The pastors, the bishops, the imam, they control the vast majority of the citizens of Nigeria. You cannot dispute that fact. And what these people believe on, what they react to, is dependent on what the imam, what the pastor, what the bishop have asked them. Nigeria will be asking for so many things like fixing the country. Are you hearing it from any of the religious fathers? Have you seen a pastor, a bishop, imam complain to the government, speak truth to the power, apart from very few that I know? Somebody like Bishop Kuka, somebody like Isa Ebuba. I know of these people. Then one Father Oluma. There are very few, but I can mention those, but very few that can actually stand on the pulpit. Then recently, I must not forget, Prophet Odumeje, that's my real guy. These are the people who can speak against the government, but in the midst of thousands, I'm talking about just 4 people, in the midst of hundreds of thousands. So these people control the majority. When you say, let's go and protest, I mean peaceful protest, no pastor will command their congregation. But if I remember when Adeboye led the protest against Jonathan, the streets of Lagos were filled up, because if only redeemed members hit the street, then now add winners, which is what did they call Winners Chapel now, Living Faith. Then what about Dunamis? What about Omega Fire Ministry? If these people speak up, then the politician will have no choice. They will have no hiding place. But we have a scenario where their daddy geos, their men of God, has told them that everything that's happening in Nigeria is ordained by God, that this is how God has planned it, and this is the best it can be. The Christians won't say anything because they are so dumb and docile that they have no war, they don't have the audacity to go contrary to what their daddy geo have said. And their daddy geo is weakening them mentally to the advantage of the politician. So my message here in a nutshell is this: you cannot be against the Nigerian politician and yet have a soft spot for religion. You are deliberately sabotaging your own effort. You are laboring, but at the same time thwarting your effort. That is just it. Whether you know this or you don't know this, that is up to you. But I'm telling you now, because if you see, I call myself the voice against the wrongs. I don't have favorite places. Our religious leaders, they are big problems. Our political leaders, demons. Most of our traditional rulers, we are not supposed to spare them. These places we hold sacred. That is where our problem lies. And these are the places that don't share from our actual problem. So holding politicians accountable have to start with making the people know that what religion have planted in their head is obviously not correct. The people must be allowed to think well, think smart and straight, to be able to checkmate and tackle the politician heads on. Not until we do all of this, we'll just continuously turning around in one endless circle, repeating the same thing over and over and again, and expecting a different result. Is this ever going to happen? Of course not. I hope this message get to you and that you learn if you are one of the persons I just talked to. Meanwhile, help me share this video and make it go as far as it can go. Until I see you again in my next video, one love.